This is a security announcement. Get a team down to karaoke you like. Gusto's been on the strong cider and he's singing rugby songs again. 420 virgins come down from Inverness.
Hutton Orbital Radio, the only radio station to give you time off for good behaviour.
It's dark, apart from the fires. The smell of burning hangs heavy in the air, and wreckage is everywhere. Barricades, now abandoned, dot the parade, and signs of battle are still evident. The repair crews can see that the fiercest fighting was around the bar, where laser scores and melted corroded metal bear witness to the conflict. Where do we start? Asks one technician. Maybe over there, says the team leader, pointing to Wanda's, where a sign reads, "Welcome alien overlords, 25% off." Home traffic alerts the crew that Cubicle 3 is undamaged. Well, as far as they can see, no one's actually ventured inside yet. The gin distillery and mug factory are gone. A ragged, gaping hole in the station superstructure is all that remains now. In the upper rotunda, a small group works their way along the ruined corridors, through blasted blast doors, until they find the room they're looking for. Studio 6. Once inside, they cleared debris away from the consoles, put some gaffer tape across the leaking hull panels, and right upturned chairs. Helmets are removed, someone plugs in the Christmas lights, and they find some undamaged and now very rare Hutton mugs. Someone puts a kettle on, and as it comes to the boil, tea is made, and a packet of chocolate hobnobs is produced. Flossy arranges them nicely on a broken plate, and with that, the damage doesn't look so bad. There are a few melted bits, sure. The station is not technically space-tight, and it is leaning over a bit to the left, but nothing that can't be solved with a lick of paint, a bit of hammering, and some super glue to hold a few of the hull modules together. The big aerial is bent where someone wanged it with a Federal Corvette, but we'll just get someone to wang it back the other way with a Type 9 or something. Tees up, and everyone takes their seat, scooching around until they find the perfect spot where their bum fits into the grooves moulded by years of news programmes. And then a voice says,
"Our mics are live once again from Hutton Orbital." Will all radio presenters please check in?
This is Wilma Fingerdew checking in. I seem to have missed everything. Is everyone okay?
Well, okay is a relative term when you're here, but I'm here. Will that do?
Oh no, they hit my show snack supplies. I'm definitely not okay now. I'm very angry.
Oh, I've still got some sausages left if you want one.
Those are the ones you left out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they'll be nice and ripe by now.
Talking of ripe, the breaking news is ready to be peeled, served and enjoyed. So, on, hopefully, with the headlines. Whoops. No. Fail.
Seamless.
Look, the orbital's come under fire recently. Okay, it's let's start that one again.
You blamed last week's seams on wearing
Glasses.
your reading glasses.
Yeah,
and now you're not wearing them.
No,
and there's still seams.
Let's try that one again, shall we?
Okay. Yes.
Yes. On with maybe some headlines, possibly. The Thargoids bit off more than they could chew, and now they've got the womble cropped.
We catch up with all the survivors of the attack.
Operation Shove It deemed too much for Tharg to take.
Crayons in the cockpit. Hutton's tactical updates under fire.
Is that a CG I see?
And I look in the understairs cupboard of the BGS shenanigans.
Congratulations are in order to all the pilots of the galaxy who, after last week's horrific notification that Alpha Centauri, Barnard's Star, Wolf 359 and a number of outlying Hutton systems had come under intense Thargoid attack from their new base around Cocky Joe in the Sol system, all invaded systems have now been retaken by pilots of the Pilots Federation. Wings of Hutton truckers, including Snuggles McKeague's comedy twin Commander Socks, Commander Aiden, Evo Flash and others gathered near Aldin in the Alpha Centauri system at the start of the week and started engaging Thargoid forces. When it became apparent that AXI operations were elsewhere as a result of a combination of common sense and a proper tactical plan, we instead moved to the liberation of Epsilon Eridani, followed by Barnard Star, Wolf 359 Wise, and ultimately Hutton itself. Commander Mechan of AXI stumped up one of the biggest bounties we have ever seen. He personally funded a delivery of 100 free Anacondas to any combat pilots defending Hutton Orbital out at the orbital itself. Commanders Wotherspoon and Beetlejude hung up their camera equipment and notebooks and engaged enemy forces above a planetary port in the Epsilon Eridani system. Commander Zulu Romeo of Sagittarius A Star fame and his NPC wingman Snoop Floppy Dog fought their way past interdictions, hyperdictions, fonking gonkers and ne'er-do-wells to Hutton to aid in the efforts. The response has been huge to our appeal. Commanders have really got into the spirit of things, and the chat channels en route to Hutton have been full of jollity. Overheating SCO drives, offers by the fuel routes to top anyone up that didn't realise that 0.22 light years was an awfully long way, and more than a few shouts of, "For the mug!" A huge number of vessels were destroyed en route to the orbital, close to rivalling some of the failures during the original mug run. A fleet of brand new Type 8s has been ordered from Lakon Spaceways with one express purpose: salvaging all the ships that were destroyed en route and revitalising mug production of the orbital. A number of agricultural domes in nearby systems have been repurposed to grow the necessary botanicals to bring the gin distillery online, and scientists from Cannon Interstellar have been hard at work accelerating the fermentation process. As we speak, commanders are rapidly refitting their ships for Trucker to Titan combat, reading up on notes from Volcarius and saying, "Sod it, I'll make it up as I go along," before flying to Sol to prevent Tharg and his, her or their mighty minions from ever invading Hutton space again.
Following the reclamation of Hutton Orbital from the Thargoids, rescue teams have been scouring the corridors for any sign of those left behind during the invasion. Mr. Dusty was found patrolling the darkened lower corridors of Hutton Orbital, his shard cannon mop twitching at every flicker of light. Rescuers quickly realised that the robot's time defending the station has left him with the machine equivalent of PTSD. Any sudden movement or flashing light sends him into combat mode, shouting, "Give me your cries of surrender," as he swivels to engage imaginary Thargoids. "I did what I had to do," Dusty muttered during a rare moment of calm, his circuits humming as if reliving the battle. "But the floors, they're still filthy." Engineers are working to recalibrate his combat algorithms, and debate is being had about whether to leave some of his more aggressive cleaning attachments enabled for the time being. He's a hero, one technician said, but maybe we should replace those flickering bulbs before he dismantles the station piece by piece.
Gusto the Clown, who sacrificed himself by diving onto a caustic missile, was initially presumed lost. However, during a station sweep, a sealed cargo bay was opened to reveal Gusto alive and, remarkably, still in costume. His dive onto the missile had triggered an emergency lockdown, trapping him safely in a reinforced compartment.
I knew I'd survive.
He quipped, though witnesses noted a tear-streaked smile beneath his grease paint.
A clown always has the last laugh.
He has, however, announced retirement of certain iconic props after an emotional reunion with survivors at Hutton Orbital. His once cheerful, squirty lapel flower has been retired after it consistently reduced children to tears, its spray a grim reminder of caustic Thargoid weaponry. The loss of his red nose, stolen by a passing Thargoid marauder, has also taken its toll.
I just know that thing's wearing it.
Gusto said.
Probably en route to the final battle in Sol, honking it at passing ships.
Despite these setbacks, Gusto has vowed to continue his work, red nose or not, focusing on rebuilding morale.
The galaxy needs laughter now more than ever,
he said.
And maybe a really good balloon animal.
Nurse Wyeth, last seen hurling cargo containers at Thargoid ships while screaming,
"Get away from here, you bitch!"
was found in the station's medical bay, wearing her now infamous heavy-lifting exosuit. She was already tending to the wounded evacuees with equal parts efficiency and no-nonsense attitude.
"They may have taken my station,"
she said,
"but they couldn't take my patients."
Her exosuit has been retrofitted with medical tools, though she insists on keeping the cargo-throwing attachment just in case. She also appears to have acquired a cat called Jonesy.
Cecil, who has barricaded himself in the bar with a Dominator combat suit and a week's worth of bar snacks, was found alive and 3 sheets to the solar wind. Rescue teams found him sitting on a slightly charred stool, sipping a cocktail and pointing a Guardian-enhanced handheld dry roasted peanut cannon at the door.
I say, what kept you?
He slurred.
I was just about to start on the window lane.
We've got window lane? Reports suggest that Cecil held the line by pelting Thargoid drones with improvised Centauri Mega Gin bombs, made from empty bottles of the gin, the fumes having turned out to be more explosive than a full bottle, and heckling them into retreat. The bar is a little worse for wear after one particularly hairy lightning attack. Most of the bulbs melted, the fridge exploded, and Cecil's Barnet has gone the full Einstein.
Floor mopping guy, last seen astride a Thargoid Medusa and poking it in the eye with his mop, has returned, alive and triumphant. Found floating outside the orbital, still gripping his trusty mop, he was retrieved by Lael Wolf's crew.
The thing didn't stand a chance,
he said modestly, though his mop bore the unmistakable scars of battle, by which we mean that there are only about 8 inches of it left, and the magnificent caustic-proof head of the mop is looking even more ragged than that time he had to clean up after a visit from Lave Radio. He's already back at work, insisting on scrubbing every surface himself to cleanse the stink of Thargoids from the station.
I'm a little disappointed they didn't manage to destroy Cubicle 3, to be honest.
He added.
I'd have built a new one, but the engineered double-braced air freshener in the old one seems to have done its job and kept them at bay.
Lael Wolf, who famously took the fight to the Thargoids in her bright orange Python Mark II, was among the first to dock at the newly reclaimed orbital. The ship bore fresh Scotch marks and trophies of her battles, including what appeared to be a Thargoid heart mounted on her hull like a hunter's prize. After disembarking, she wasted no time glaring at the remaining debris. "What a mess," she muttered before ordering immediate reconstruction efforts. Her scowl is as intimidating as ever, and it seems she has no intention of leaving Hutton undefended again.
The station is ours,
she declared.
and if the Thargoids want it back, they'll have to face me first.
Rumours that she was going to let everyone off for the day proved unfounded, as she has already started issuing mission orders to get gin and mug production back online.
All in all, we're glad that everyone's okay, and things can start to recover quickly. Hang on, has anyone checked on Alvin?
In the wake of the Thargoid Titan's arrival in Sol and the ongoing battle to repel it, environmental activists on Earth are sounding alarms over the unintended consequences of humanity's latest galactic clash. As reports of Thargoid debris raining down on Earth's already fragile atmosphere spread, furious protests have erupted across the planet. The environmental activist group Green Horizons, led by the fiery Artemis wildfire, issued a scathing statement earlier today.
Humanity has turned Earth into a graveyard, and now we're compounding the insult by dumping alien wreckage on its head. The so-called yeet field from destroying the Titan could be the last nail in the coffin for this planet's atmosphere. When will this madness end?
Scattered reports from across Earth describe chunks of Thargoid scrap hurtling through the skies, many of which failed to burn up completely during re-entry. In some areas, particularly the once thriving zones of South America and Southeast Asia, residents report glowing green debris creating small impact craters. Local authorities in what's left of mainland Europe, rising sea levels have a lot to answer for here, have also noted that the caustic clouds accompanying this debris are causing significant interference with satellite communications. One spokesman grimly stated,
It's bad enough that we've lost all the channels showing celebrity dancing on ice in the jungle factor to the Thargoid interference. Now we can't even make outgoing calls on O2 and Vodafone from major cities.
When it was pointed out that A, both those companies went out of business centuries ago, and B, that's not exactly a new phenomenon, she just shrugged.
I don't much care. I'm from EE.
Meanwhile, federal officials insist that the situation is under control. Admiral Silas Grant of the Federal Navy attempted to reassure the public during a hastily arranged press conference.
We understand the concerns being raised, but the threat from Thargoids far outweighs the inconveniences of atmospheric debris. Federal cleanup crews are already standing by to migrate fallout, and any lasting effects will be closely monitored.
Vice President Jerome Archer, whose administration has been under fire for its handling of the Sol conflict, took a surprisingly candid tone during his address this evening.
Earth's atmosphere has been unstable for centuries. This isn't new. The reason we moved to terraform Mars was to escape a planet that we spent generations ruining with pollution, deforestation and neglect. If Earth were to sustain additional damage, it would be tragic. But let's not pretend we haven't already abandoned it in all but name.
Predictably, Archer's remarks have only added fuel to the protests, with Artemis wildfire calling him
An indifferent bureaucrat with the spine of a jellyfish and the empathy of a broken toaster.
The situation has highlighted the stark division between the thriving Martian colonies and Earth's struggling remnants. Martian citizens have largely dismissed the protests, with one resident noting,
They're worried about a ruined planet? That ship sailed ages ago. Let's focus on surviving.
However, Earth defenders remain determined. Protesters in Birmingham-on-Sea, one of the last major conurbations left in not North Britain on the planet, are demanding that the Federal Navy halt operations near Earth entirely. Meanwhile, rumours abound that the Pilots Federation is attempting to recruit independent commanders for a post-battle cleanup mission, which may include intercepting debris before it reaches the surface. A new proposal for handling the remains has emerged from the galactic's more eccentric minds. Rather than allowing the Titan's shattered carcass to litter Earth's orbit or become a hazard in Sol's busy traffic lanes, a coalition of independent commanders and dubious scientists are suggesting something far more audacious, pushing it into Uranus. The plan, unofficially dubbed Operation Shove It, involves using a fleet of heavily engineered ships equipped with high-output thrusters and colossal grappling hooks to tow the defended Titan out of Sol's gravity well and send it hurtling towards the gas giant Uranus. Advocates of the idea insist it's both practical and poetic. Commander Mick Tugboat Tanker, a vocal proponent of the plan, outlined the reasoning.
Oh, Uranus is perfect. It's inhospitable and underappreciated.
Not everyone is on board with the plan. Artemis Wildfire of Green Horizons called it
juvenile, reckless, and an insult to the galaxy's natural wonders.
In a fiery speech outside the remains of a derelict Earth observatory, he added,
First, they want to destroy Earth's atmosphere, and now they want to defile Uranus. When will this madness stop?
Engineers have pointed out that Uranus' dense atmosphere could theoretically break down the Titan's remains over time, sparing other planets and orbital stations from any caustic fallout. Critics, however, argue that the logistical challenges of moving a Titan-sized wreckage outweigh the benefits.
In the aftermath of Alpha Centauri's liberation, the galaxy's attention has been drawn to Hutton Orbital's latest tactical briefing, an image that has been described as whimsical at best and a tragic misuse of crayons at worst. The map, a childlike rendering of Proxima Centauri and its surroundings, has sparked outrage among commanders who expected a more professional presentation. Critics have pointed out several peculiarities in the artwork, including the use of bright yellow speech bubbles, oddly shaped Thargoid doodles, and the artistic decision to label Eden as V boring. One pilot, while laughing uncontrollably, remarked,
I've seen better diagrams drawn blindfold in 0G with a leaky pen.
Hutton's media team, however, is unapologetic. Sources claim that the briefing was crafted using a variety of tools, including 1. Crayons salvaged from Flossy's crochet kit. No explanation was given. B. A broken chalkboard, last seen propping up the station bulkhead. And 4. An ancient copy of Microsoft Paint allegedly recovered from the derelict probe Voyager 3, a piece of 21st century technology that somehow ended up in the Hutton gift shop. When pressed for an explanation, a spokesperson for the media team said,
Well, we wanted to capture the raw, unfiltered chaos of the current situation. Besides our usual tactical artists had been last seen floating past Eden with a space hamster in tow, and Beetlejuice was otherwise occupied, engaging enemy forces. The response from the galactic community has been mixed. AXI pilots praised the map's clarity, noting,
This is the first tactical update that doesn't make me feel like I need a PhD in astrophysics.
Others were less kind, with one Imperial commander suggesting,
This is why we don't leave the Federation refugees in charge of art supplies.
Some have embraced the artistic eccentricity, with bootlegged Hutton tactical map posters already popping up on station concourses. Proceeds naturally go towards the Save the Mugs fund. Despite the criticism, Hutton's leadership remains unfazed. Plans are underway to create a holographic mural in the same style, featuring Lael Wolf glaring at a cartoonish Thargoid, while floor-mopping guy pokes a Medusa's eye. The project's working title? tactics with a smile. In the meantime, commanders are advised to study the map carefully. While it may look like it belongs on a refrigerator, it still contains valuable information, if you can decode the squiggly lines. Nothing says Hutton ingenuity like making strategy fun.
It appears that the final assault on Kokojo in the Sol system has spurred the Pilots Federation into action. Either that or our relentless playing of the No Sea Cheese song in Flossy's bit in protest, as they appear to have posted some notes to Flossy this week, giving her something to read. An unonionized apology letter was attached to the bunch of flowers they sent with it, though it has been returned unread with suspiciously North Britishish handwriting on the outside saying just one word: scabs. There are concerns that due to the uproar the attack on Hutton caused in the galaxy and the bellicose and rapid nature of the response by pilots from across the galaxy, this CG, inevitably given current interesting times likely to be a combative one, might be over so quickly that Flossy will be reading both the CG details and the winning result during her broadcast later in this show. Stay tuned for details.
Welcome to the Hutton BGS bit, where we sneak into the Hutton incident room and stare in awe at all the blinking red lights before the smoke gives us a coughing fit and we have to leave. On second thoughts, Mr. Dusty's in there. Best not. I'm just going to step quietly away and shut the door. Right, now that's done. We have 18 systems above the 60% limit, and we're in expansion to boot. 20 of our systems are in boom, so I'm not going to list them all. Oh, alright then. Epsilon Eridani, Barnard Star, WISE 0855-0714, Alpha Centauri, Hill Pass C, or Hill Pass I, Wolf 562, LP 532-81, Wolf 25, BD-07, 4419, LHS 340, Lighton 145-141, Minge Cut, Wolf 359, Wolf 1481, 36 Ophiuchi, PSPF LF2, Epsilon Indy, Avic, GNUI, and the Hag Hole. We do have 6 systems in the post-Thargoid recovery phase though. These are Alpha Centauri, Barnard Star, Epsilon Eridani, WISE 0855-0714, Wolf 359 and LHS 450. But what does it all mean? Well, Vicarious may correct me in some of the Thargoidy things, but if you want to shoot it, then get yourself over to the Sol system and give Titan Kokojo a good punch right up the bracket, and maybe shoot some other Thargoids in the system. Sol's a mess, so there's lots of excitement to be had over there. If you want to truck it, then I would recommend running missions in those post-Thargoid recovery systems. Running missions for Hutton, especially facility recovery missions, that's the reactivation ones, help to speed up the recovery process, so it all helps. Watch out for those scavies though, those buggers are everywhere, and if they're anything like me, they'll have that station stripped to bare metal in minutes. And that's it for this week's BGS bit.
Wow, that was a full news broadcast. Crikey.
Certainly was.
God, yeah, keeping up with that script, eh? Wow, there was a lot to talk about this week. I mean, we went live last week for combat operations, which was good fun. Actually, by the end, I think we hit about 1 o'clock in the morning by the time we eventually stopped streaming last week. And
I'm glad I left you when I did then.
Yes, losing my voice. It's all that Thargoid green stuff. Has somebody got the air conditioning going? Anyway, so and I managed to get 630 Thargoids destroyed during the live stream. How about that?
Wow.
That put me something like third on the table for people defending Alpha Centauri, along with the wing that was with us. So it was incredible good fun. Thank you very much to our cheerleader from last week, the apology officer, who was cheerleading from the bar. Yay! Thank you
from
to
the bar on your ship,
on my fleet carrier, which was nowhere near. Yes. Thank you to Litho and to Flossy for combat operations. We did work out why Flossy did have the problems with the fire button, mainly because those modules were off at the time.
That wouldn't help.
That wasn't helpful.
So,
no.
so you got halfway through switching them off and on again and then stopped, right?
No, it must have been during one of the rebuys. They randomly turned off. I had the same thing with the.
I think at one point you had an overload in your power plant. I think there was too much on the power plant, and it might have shut them off then. I seem to remember it saying.
I think I've got a hunch. I think it can
Oh
happen.
God! What to do is lie flat on the floor and you'll be fine.
I think that can happen if you get destroyed while a shutdown field has shut you down. Maybe.
But it only happened to Flossy's modules, not my ones, which was weird.
Oh no, that would be a multi-crew problem.
that would put that one down to multi-crew. It definitely wasn't a Flossy problem though. It was a ship problem. We had Little Grey with us as well.
That would be an ecumenical matter.
Flossy turned out to be an absolute beast in that ship launch fighter. As in, we launched Litho, boom, Litho's dead. We launched Grey, boom, Litho's dead. We launched Flossy. Are you still there, Flossy? Oh yeah, I'm not dead yet. Yes.
Hold on, we launched Grey, boom, Litho's dead.
Yeah, that was accurate.
Yeah,
it was pretty accurate.
So, how many Pilots Federation ranks was it? Mostly harmless, novice.
Oh, she's gone to Thargoid Menace level, I think now, haven't you, Flossy?
Yeah.
Hand-wielding terror. They've introduced a new rank.
I know I'm definitely higher than I was
You
for
were.
a long time.
Yes. Obviously, Amelia couldn't join us, mainly because your ship systems had a long-range shutdown field from the Thargoids, had completely disconnected you during the broadcast.
Yep.
So maybe next time. Well, you've got maybe a couple of days to go and play with the Titan if you want to. But we did prove that multi-crew actually, even though there were loads of other commanders there, worked really well. Apart from the turning off the modules thing, we did both physical multi-crew until I left everybody behind by being so eager to kill Thargoids. I flew away from the pad, and they're like, "Oh, we're still here on your fleet carrier." So we then had to remote multi-crew both of them in. But all of that worked while we had an instance full of commanders and with the SLFs. So anybody who says it doesn't work very well, maybe I'm just lucky, but I think we had
maybe they've just got rubbish internet connections.
I don't know, but it all worked.
Yeah, but you had a full crew on board as well.
We had a full crew, and we were with other people in the instance, and we had fighters launched and everything. Aldin was quite the party. But we did. We moved from there to Epsilon Eridani, where we were over a planet. We thought we'd try that one because the little the Hydras were proving to be a problem because of their swarms of little thuckers, and it was much more fun because we could actually take on the Hydras this time. When we were late in the evening last week during the stream, we tried with three of us taking on a Hydra, and we just died a lot. We had in a Bushman and me, and we was it Commander Aiden? I don't know. It was one others of us, and we just died an awful lot. Whereas over the planet it was really, really good. But we did have about 9 of us taking these things out. We were not quite one-shotting the Cyclops, but it was pretty close. Apart from one idiot in a purple crate who decided every time a heart was exposed, because he couldn't really see the red bits, he'd fly up really close to it, stick a nose of his ship on it, and start pew-pewing, without remembering that there were one idiot in a purple crate called the Shady Lady 2. I have no idea who.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that guy.
So I could see which one was exposed. I flew up to it without remembering there were 8 other commanders behind me, all shooting at it at the time.
Yeah, and you shooting at it, and you.
Well, through me was the problem. So there were an awful lot of rebuys. I think I had 26 rebuys on that one because I managed to stick myself right in the path of everybody else's shard cannons and things. So it was good fun. It was good fun. We do have a little bit of video footage actually. We had a lot of people fly out to Hutton for the last 24 hours to sort this out, and a lot of old faces. But anybody remember Zulu Romeo?
How could you forget him?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Snoopy. Snoop Floppy
And
Dog.
Snoopy, yes.
Yeah. Flew out to Hutton with goodness knows how many interdictions and hyperdictions and whatever to go and take the fight to the Thargoids. And I might have a video. Let me just see. Here we go. This was him and Snoop flying around. I don't know what he's flying there, but it's very quick. Flying around Hutton, having a look at the damage from the outside. Quite impressive stuff from Zulu Romeo. I'm not so sure this wasn't after he'd actually managed to smash them all and throw them into Sagittarius A-star. But
I can see the fire gouting out both ends of that central module there.
Well, I noticed that our broadcast studio up there on one of the ends of the sticks doesn't appear to have been on fire. So when that fire happened, we don't know.
Yeah.
But
I can see some smoke in part of the big aerial, though. See it? Just above the upper rotunda.
See, where that fire is there, that's where the explosion happened on the gin distillery. So that took out the mugs as well.
I think that possibly the fire's travelled up the lift shafts.
It could have done either that or somebody has been putting their cigarettes out in the bin again.
No, you're looking at it the wrong way round. It travelled down the lift shafts.
Or along them.
Depends which one you're going to.
Landing gear deployed.
Here we go.
No, it doesn't.
The fire in space does funny things, I'm sure. Yeah. But yes.
Well, there you got a really good view of the gin distillery fire right in the centre. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, how Pad 3 managed to survive the onslaught? Probably because there were ships parked on it. People pad blocking.
Well, let's see, what is he flying?
He's in a Python 2.
That's a Python 2.
Yep.
Yeah, he's not got a lot of fuel, as you can see.
No.
He must have super cruised his way out there.
But yeah, he did take some particularly good pictures while he was out there as well, which I don't know if you've been watching the Hutton, was it, what they call it, an X page? Twitter page? It's a Twitter page, for goodness sake, isn't it?
Yes. It's called the Hutton Twitter page, and,
Yeah, it is. I mean, he did manage to take some pretty spectacular images while he was out there. I'm just going to see if I can load those two up that I've got. Here we go. This is one he took. I mean, one of the best pictures I've seen of a Thargoid damaged orbital there. Showing some of the damage. Those big vats there don't have any gin left in them, I think. And look at this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll buff out.
I remember we never thought we would see that. A station damaged by the Thargoids.
Well,
how will they do it?
Yeah.
Remember years ago.
The orbitals weren't for ages. They were impervious to it for ages. Or ignored by the Thargoids. But they seem to have got the hang of it now, albeit for less than a week. No. You're a bit rubbish, Tharg, aren't you, really? It's, yes. As a last gasp goes, it's, not great. Anyway, we were talking earlier before the show, Apology Officer, Mia.
Yes.
About some new... There isn't a Frontier live stream this week. Apparently, it's last Wednesday of every month, and they're not going to do another one now until after the new year, I think.
So I believe.
Yep. And we've got drops live on this, but there are also some new paint jobs and things.
There are. I was just having a wee random look about in the store, and they have got some good stuff there. So, obviously, the Cobra Mark 5 is out, and they've put some paint jobs in for the Cobra Mark 5. Let me have a look. These are the planar ones. So, planar grey, planar olive, planar yellow, planar blue, and things like that. So they've got those going on, which is good. They've also brought out a Cobra Mark 5 Midnight Black paint job, since it was so close to Black Friday. I can see, just looking there, there's a Python Mark 2 Fang Pack, whatever the hell that is. It makes it look like the Batplane or something like that.
Yeah, it's kit for us.
Yeah, it looks pretty good anyway. It's one of the ship kits. Have you seen the one with the AWACS dish on the roof?
Oh yeah, it's the big radar dish. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on there. If I go forward into the paint jobs, I can see some that I don't know if they're new, but there's the Mandalay Griffin red. There's a Mandalay Seeker yellow.
Shall I see if I can put some up on screen? Give me 1 sec just to...
Power play, banners, all sorts of things going on. But what I have noticed...
Here we go. I've got the store up on screen now.
Yeah.
Let's see. You drive and tell me what you want me to click at. And so we've got the... what are we looking at? Ships?
Get yourself into ships and then paint jobs.
Latest. These are all the ships. Where's the paint jobs? There we go. So yeah, I can see the Mandalay Griffin red. And so which one were you looking at there?
I don't know, because yours looks completely different from mine.
Oh, right, okay.
I've gone into ships, then paint jobs, and it starts with Cobra Mark 5 Midnight Black.
Okay,
and it does look different from
paint
that.
Jobs. Here we go, paint jobs. Cobra Mark 5 Midnight Black, that one, yes?
Paint jobs, and then, start scrolling, just displays yours differently by the looks of things. But if you scroll down, we've seen that one there.
Yep.
But if you scroll down, there appear to be...
Where's the back button? Oh, no.
What are you doing? What are you using? Right, there is a Type 9 set. There's a lot of kind of greeny, yellowy kind of paint jobs. So I am seeing Type 9, Allied Liberty, Allied Protection, Allied Diplomacy.
Oh, Allied Diplomacy.
Let's have a look. Integrity.
There's the Allied Diplomacy one.
Yeah. So they seem to be doing these for the Type 9, the Crusader, the Challenger, the Chieftain, and then I am seeing them for...
Let's have a look.
The Type 10.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm just browsing through.
I'm just looking for more, and that seems to be about it for what I can see.
Oh, the Type 10 Allied Integrity there. Yep, there's one. Yep.
So that's all the. It seems to be that there's these ones. There's a few other Mandalay ones. There's like Seekers, and the muted green for the Mandalay looks good. Python Mark II Venom Blaze and things like this. It's all. I don't know if these have been out for a while and I haven't seen them. But look good. There's Shock Sodium as well, which look like emissive paint jobs. Remember them?
Oh, the emissive glowing ones. I'm just trying to see.
Yeah, these ones, it's like lightning. So there's one for the Crate Mark II, let's have a look.
Crate
the
Mark II
Mamba.
Shock. Here we go. There's a Shock.
Yeah,
Krypton.
look
There we
at
go.
those.
Yum, yum.
Yeah, Python as well. So they've not abandoned the Python completely. Let's get some nice paint jobs. The Mandalay, I'm seeing Griffin Red, Griffin Green, Griffin Pink, Griffin Blue, and Mandalay Griffin Cyan. Those are quite nice. You get a nice kind of wavy paint job. Oh, and Griffin Steel.
Ah, well.
Then there's Seeker.
Have a look at that one.
Oh, what one am I looking at?
Discounted the Scorpion Metallic Gold.
I think I've got Scorpion Metallic Gold.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've got that. Yeah.
Yeah,
They look very smart. Do you know what? I wish they would bring that back. Remember they did the wireframe paint jobs for a while?
Yes, yeah.
Some of those, because they had the wireframe ones and they had the gold wireframe ones, and those came out one time at Christmas. I'd like to see those back.
Yeah, the white wireframes were a very limited edition as far as I can remember. Don't remember what for, but they claimed that they would never ever bring those back, sadly.
Well, so far, that's true.
Yeah.
Was that maybe for the 30th year of Elite?
No, it was way back, very early days of the game.
Yeah. I remember the gold ones. I've got a few of the gold ones. But at the time when the white ones came out, I was on Xbox, and it was before Xbox you could buy paint jobs. But yeah, so I missed out on those. But I've got some of the gold ones, and they're very smart. So yeah, there seems to be a lot going on. There's kind of ship kits and things going on. So yeah, there's all sorts.
Busy the pre-builds. There were some people been asking about how do I get into the Thargoid combat, and I know Volcarius is probably going to have something to say about some of them. But there's the rescue jumpstart, but there's the AX Titan combat jumpstart. There it is. Yeah. So because obviously we've only got a few days, I would imagine, until we beat Cocky Joe into a cocked hat and kick him in the custard pot.
Looking, and the main part of it seems to be some spiky bits for the front of your ship.
Oh,
some
yes.
Wings and winglets. I mean, winglets. People like winglets. I'm not a fan. I like a nice tail spoiler, but yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm just going to highlight it. So yes, a specialised AX combat loadout, an array of grade engineered utilities, core internals, etc. Midnight backplate job.
Right.
Yep.
That part probably helps quite a lot.
Volcarius, do you have detail on what's actually on this? You know, for people who want to just dip in, and there's a reason to dip in, which we'll get into later with Flossy. Has it got, just for your basics, if you haven't got time to go and get the rest of it, has it got
you need
the basics?
You need to, if you want to have me answer, you need to stop talking.
Yep.
So has it got the basics? It gets you started. I have had a look what it's got. So the engineering on it isn't complete. So you got to watch out for that. This is mainly in the context of the power plant. It does have a grade 2 low emissions thermal spread power plant, which is correct, but you're going to need to increase that to grade 5 if you can.
Yeah.
You need to be as quiet as possible. Aside from that, so it's got X multi-cannons. It isn't really the best choice, but it is a good beginner choice, so that's okay. It's got the nanite torpedo launcher, of course, which you need to freeze those Titan vents.
Mm-hmm.
It has a beam laser. It does have thermal vent this time, unlike the Chieftain. However, they put the efficient modification with the thermal vent, which is a very questionable choice because it reduces the efficacy of thermal vent. Ideally, you'd have long-range thermal vent, but they've tried. They've got you some of the way, I suppose.
But for people that haven't dipped into it, and this is your last chance.
You'll need to hit that power plant. So everything else you can pretty much leave as it is.
I kind of think that's...
Please put higher grade or low emissions on your power plant.
I kind of think that's the sweet spot for a pre-built ship, though, is, you know, something that you can do a bit of work to. You know what I mean?
A bit. Just in this case, well, to put it this way, if you need your under movement thrust heat really to be lower than at most 20%, which you'll only really get if you have that low emissions. If you're over 20% and you try to approach the Titan, you're going to get a load of caustic missiles and lasers at you. So you kind of have to choose what you want to deal with. Do you want to deal with engineering, or do you want to get shot to pieces?
But that would let you maybe. Would that be enough to get you started in a fight if you were taking it scouts and things like that?
Oh yeah. You can.
I mean, can you cause any damage to a Titan with it? And because I think that's what people are going to be aiming for.
No, it's too hot.
Yeah, you can. So as long, as I said, as long as you aren't shot at, which you'll need to take care of your power for that to be the case. Yeah, sure. You can just freeze a vent or two, tootle around to the other side of the Titan and just open up with some multi-cannons on the core. And there you go. You got your FSD.
And you get your, is this 5 million credits?
So we don't.
It's also worth noting that there's no rebuy cost on the pre-built.
Yeah, that's true. Any pre-built, any work you do, you'll have to rebuy if you've replaced a module. But otherwise, it's free. So as for the amount of credits, now Frontier have not stated this time. They've stated that any damage at all to the core. Now, if you do that, it will put you. It'll actually you'll be in the running for
whatever rewards,
which may or may not exist, which we'll have to find out
later from Flossy. No spoilers allowed.
You'll be in the running for anything in the works, as long as you do any damage. That's what they've said. In the past, it has been for the decal 2 million in combat bonds against the core.
Right.
Now that they haven't, there were a few little bugs here and there related to that, and they waived the requirements for the first few Titans, and then the Pilots Federation kind of didn't really say anything about it since then. So they've just let us continue presuming that it's 2 million credits if you want a decal. So if you want to be safe, 2 million credits.
Okay. And so Amelia, obviously we know sometimes you look at the articles, the environmental impact of destroying a Titan in orbit around Earth.
Wouldn't be good.
Well, is it better than the alternative? Probably. Is lesser of two evils?
I would definitely say yes, but it still wouldn't be good.
I mean, as you can see from the image we had during the articles, looking from space, it's quite a big cloud around planet Earth. It obscures something, larger than, well, at least as large as the UK, from what I can tell, from space. So it depends, I suppose, how close you are and how far away it is. But it's certainly, if that thing was to come plummeting down, we're in the kind of territory where, those Thargoid bases, we used to call them, where you used to drive inside and fire up the star map. Hello, Mooncake. Yes, mooncake. It's tinsel. Right. So, those bases that were crashed on the ground, is this maybe what the Guardians did to the previous Titans, and that's why we were able to drive inside when they crashed onto the planet? Well, we don't know, but it made a big mess of that planet's surface when we went to visit them.
Yeah, it did.
Is there potentially a new job, hoovering up around planet Earth all the debris and detritus that will end up in orbit it's in where the satellites are.
We could make Terran mugs out of the debris.
Caustic mugs.
Well,
Somebody
there's enough.
mentioned caustic mugs.
Yeah, green mugs.
Green mugs
from all the ships that were smashed on the way to Hutton in the last bit. But anyway, well, so yeah, there's lots and lots of paint jobs, and they're all cool, and there are ship kits. We haven't had on foot combat against Thargoids. They're obviously too scared to get out and face Flossy and her pan. What do you reckon?
I reckon so.
Seems that way.
There are Banshees and Revenants, are they not?
Well, no, but they're flying drones. That's a bit like taking on a rather angry limpet.
Washing machine.
Well, an angry limpet trying to get things. I mean, there was a rumor that they were getting quite spitty at the end there, and their range was improved.
Or an angry Mr. Dusty.
I wouldn't
Now
go
that's
there.
Exactly, yeah.
He's still got flashbacks. He gets this distant look in his optical sensors, and then all of a sudden he starts clacking his claws and sharpening knives and things. It's best to leave him in that cupboard for the moment.
Yes.
Well, I think I tell you what, because we had quite a lot to talk about. There's not really much space news this week, is there? We haven't come up with very much.
No, I don't think so.
So should we not do the space news bit? Volcarius, in that case, are you sort of ready for your post Thargoid?
It's your time to shine.
Talk about what we're going to do next and how it all went. Kind of chat.
Yeah, I can do. If you mean the briefing, sure.
Yeah, and apologies for what's on screen.
How dare you? That's my job.
Oh, sorry. Could you do that?
That's not your.
Yeah. Apologies for what's on screen.
Right.
Yeah, the Onion needs a word with you, 21.
Oh dear, I'm in trouble with the apology onion. Oh no.
We'll flying high in the black face, the Thargoid threat. Precarious leads away, no fear, no regrets. Guys are Titan's breath, saving humankind. Together we'll defend, never fall behind. Whoa, keep your lasers flare. Whoa, won't carry us is here. Fight the onslaught, no fear tonight. Whoa, won't carry us slice the fight. Across the stars, our mission so clear. Bulgaria stands tall, there'll be no fear. Navigates the void with a screw so tight. In the darkest spaces, our guiding light. Whoa, keep your lasers lit. Whoa, won't carry us is here. Fight the onslaught, no fear tonight. Whoa, won't carry us, slice the fight.
Well, Titan Casio may have withdrawn all its forces from the Hyades sector, packed its bumbershoot and lucky meta-alloy, waved its ammonia world goodbye with all 8 arms, and up sticks and skedaddled all the way to Sol, but with human forces turning out 20 times stronger than usual in the galaxy-wide call to muster, its plan of yeetifying literally everything it has towards Hutton space, then hiding over Sol 3 and hoping nobody notices that the Spire site snack fridge is emptier than the fuel tank of LCU No Fool Like One's exobiology Viper Mark III, was about as effective as calling the Hutton Orbital gin production plumber to help fix your burst laser. 12 invasions and 4 control systems got hammered harder than Cecil getting stuck in the distillation chamber and trying to breathe his way out, and now that the Titan has titty no ball with which to tattle us, it's time to give that rampaging rapscallion the heat vent and the thermal core runaround. As a quick note first, for those commanders seeking to evacuate as many as possible from Earth's blast radius when the Thargoid planet nukes send the whole thing up in multi-megameter mushroom cloud, you can still run evacuations from the Mars High starport orbiting Mars, or at least whatever passes for orbiting by Federation standards, although mind that the Thargoid forces in Sol are attacking it, so you'll need to be in and out like a McThargoid's lunch and pack those electronic countermeasures to stop the Scythe FSD missiles and breach drones. As with previous Titans, you can also still rescue biostorage pods from the storage chambers on the Titan itself, which are located just under the surface along the heat channels that run between the vents and the maw. And remember that you'll need a pulse-wave Xeno scanner, a subsurface extraction missile, and a collector limbit army. Aside from that, though, whether you've just joined the war in the last couple of weeks, or whether you've smacked down the previous 7 and your nanite torpedo trigger finger is now more arthritic and creaky than Amelia Hawke's antediluvian desk chair, this week you need to bring out your best low-emissions AX missile boat, or one of those pretentious Python Mark IIs covered with Ramtar anti-Guardian protection Class 3 Guardian shard cannons, which I may be mocking here despite having used one myself ever since Falcon de Lacy rolled it out. But either way, it's time to caustic sink your way through the Maelstrom cloud, hold that pulse neutralizer so you don't get yeetified when the Titan throws a 20-second tantrum on the way in, plug up the heat vents nanites faster than Mr. Dusty trying to lock down the orbital after the apology officer tries to crack open a few windows again, then inject into that thermal core a barrage of AX and Guardian projectiles so dense that it'll be bumfuzzled, abrumpant and quanked at the same time. Pull this one off, and the imminent Imperial occupation of the core systems will be Illogo Fusio Hip Hop Penurious. And that's it.
Serious on the airwaves, shouting out the fight. Starboy best rising, gotta stand up tonight. Just for taking Titans, keep humanity strong. Somewhat north to bed, I'll be singing this song. We're fighting there, saving everywhere. Say, come on, we'll make it and care. Fighting with no despair.
Antediluvian desk chair. This was state of the art when I bought it.
Which was before the deluge, obviously.
Well, it was biblical times. It was a different time.
From who?
Everybody had big beards.
Was it the antiques auction house?
Everybody had big beards and there was smiting going round.
Do we have a word of the week?
We do have a word of the week, and word of the week this week is bilious.
Bilious? What does that mean?
It means spiteful, bad-tempered, alternatively gassy and full of wind, which might account for the spiteful and bad-tempered.
Can you use it in a sentence, please?
You watch me go! Gusto wasn't called Gusto for nothing. He survived on a diet of junk food from the biffa bin at the back of McThargoids and cheap booze, which often left him feeling a bit bilious.
And for anyone interested, the spelling and the meaning is coming across your screens as we speak in the form of a little ticker tape headline on the Twitch stream.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we do have some space facts this week, or a very
space
short...
Space
farts! Yeah, space farts. So, here we go.
Space facts, lots of space facts. What do you know they need to know? Think for one straight to your brain.
The Milky Way smells of rum, raspberries and booze. In 2009, astronomers exploring a giant cloud of gas and dust at the centre of the Milky Way made a surprise discovery. The cloud was packed full of a chemical known as ethyl formate, which has a couple of intriguing properties. It is responsible for giving raspberries the flavour and has the smell of rum. Another nearby region is also notable as it's full of ethyl alcohol or ethanol, the type we use to make alcoholic beverages. It contains enough alcohol to supply every person on the planet with 300,000 pints of beer per day for the next billion years. If bottled at the source, the proof for this beer would be very low, with an alcohol content of less than 1%. But as the cloud also contains plenty of other nasty chemicals, among them carbon monoxide and hydrogen cyanide, it would still leave you with quite a headache the next morning. That's it. It's all done.
Ooh, space booze.
Yes.
Do we have a Space Farts outro?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, we do.
It was the intro.
Lots of space facts that what you know need to know. Think from Hutton straight to your brain.
Yay!
Woo!
Antediluvian desk chair.
We thought it was your joints going like that, not the chair.
Thanks very much.
Antediluvian joints.
That's what
Antediluvian joints.
Well, they bought the chair.
That's what Mooncake was laughing at. Meow.
See if I can make it go. See, now I want it to happen, it won't work.
Yeah, of course
Always the way. Yeah.
Yeah, that comes with age as well.
Yeah, they get cantankerous.
And possibly bilious if they get over cantankerous.
Oh yeah, definitely a bit bilious. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Litho.
Yeah. Oh, right. I didn't realise it was me. I guess we should probably consider at this point in the show, just for a change, handing over to Flossy with the community goal news.
When the universe is in trouble, bug infestations in the bubble, your whole
Hang on. Stop that right now. Flossy.
Yes.
Flossy, that's your old tune, but we've had your new tune playing because there were no CGs. And I can see that you've got a piece of paper in your hand that says CG News on it.
It does.
So we went and spoke to the band that Litho was following around the concourse earlier. They were carrying lots and lots and lots of instruments. Some kind of big band. No, crikey. The other band's back now. They're jealous. But go away. There we go.
Give them a sausage.
Yeah, give them a sausage. So we asked them if they would do you a new tune, Flossy.
Yeah.
Something uplifting. Something joyous, ready for what you're about to read us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do this one. Hang on a second.
Oh, the galaxy's abuzz with a brand new thrill. Flossy's got the paper she's ready to spill. There are missions and tasks and a goal or two. It's a Hutton celebration, there's work to do. CGs are here, let's all cheer, hooray! Flossy's got the plans to make our day. All the goods or fight the fight. With Flossy in charge, it's all so right. Grab your cargo racks, load up the gym. There's a station out there where we gotta win. Or lasers primed and your shields are tight. The Thargoids will tremble when we take flight. CGs are here, let's all cheer, hooray! Flossy's got the plans to make our day. All the goods or fight the fight. With Flossy in charge, it's all so right. From Proxima's glow to the bubble's edge, we'll answer the call, we'll make that pledge. All in titanium or bounty pay. We're the Hutton truckers, we'll save the day. CGs are here, let's all cheer, hooray, hooray! Flossy's got the plans to make our day. All the goods or fight the fight. With Flossy in charge, it's all so right. So here's to Flossy, our guiding star. In the news broadcast, she's the brightest by far. Let's load up, commanders, there's no time to delay. CGs are here, let's make it our day.
Hello, Flossy here with this week's CG News. Yes, there is a CG this week. The battle for Sol, destroy Titan Cocky Jaw. The last remaining Thargoid Titan, Cocky Jaw, is now vulnerable to attack following a concerted effort by Axe forces. Rescue ships Hutner and Cornwallis sell all necessary modules for this mission. Aegis scanners will record any damage inflicted on Cocky Jaw by individual ships, so pilots will not need to register at a port prior to participation. Those who do wish to register manually can do so at Rescue Ship Hutner in Lighton Star. Aegis, on behalf of multiple corporations supporting the initiative is offering the following rewards. All qualifying participants will be rewarded with the following items. 1 Class 2 SEO-enabled pre-engineered drive with increased range and fast boost sequence and unlocked experimentals. 1 Class 3 SEO-enabled pre-engineered drive with increased range and fast boost sequence and unlocked experimentals. 1 Class 4 SEO-enabled pre-engineered drive with increased range and boost sequence and unlocked experimentals. 1 Class 5 SEO-enabled pre-engineered drive with increased range and fast boost sequence and unlocked experimentals. 1 Class 6 SEO-enabled pre-engineered drive with increased range and fast boost sequence and unlocked experimentals. And just in case it wasn't obvious, 1 Class 7 SEO-enabled pre-engineered drive with increased range and fast boost sequence and unlocked experimentals. Participants must register at least one contribution to be eligible. Credit rewards will be distributed according to contribution level. Standard arcs and credit rewards for damaging the Titan core will remain available. The campaign began today, the 12th of December, and will run for 1 week. If the final target is met earlier than planned, the campaign will end immediately. If Titan Cocky Joe is not destroyed within the week, the pledged rewards will not be available. So get it done. Please note that if you have any crew members, a proportion of your combat bonds will be automatically assigned to them. Only direct damage to Titan Cocky Joe will count toward your contribution. Combat bond value is used to track damage by each pilot. This is not a one-to-one exchange value, though it is directly proportional. And that's it for this week's CG News.
Thank you very much, Commander Flossy. Before I hit the outro to you, we've got a choice. We can do the usual outro, or we can do a reprise of the last one. What do we think in the studio? Do we want the big band in again? Big band, that's one for big band. Any more votes?
Push the button.
Push the button.
Big band!
Yeah,
Big
push
band.
the button. Big band, okay.
Oh, the galaxy's abuzz with a brand new thrill. Flossy's got the paper she's ready to spill. There are missions and tasks and a goal or two. It's a Hutton celebration, there's work to do. CGs are here, let's all cheer, hooray! Flossy's got the plans to make our day. All the goods or fight the fight. With Flossy in charge, it's all so right. Grab your cargo racks, load up the gym. There's a station out there where we gotta win. Or lasers primed and your shields are tight. The Thargoids will tremble when we take flight. CGs are here, let's all cheer, hooray! Flossy's got the plans to make our day. All the goods or fight the fight. With Flossy in charge, it's all so right. From Proxima's glow to the bubble's edge, we'll answer the call, we'll make that pledge. All in titanium or bounty pay. We're the Hutton truckers, we'll save the day. CGs are here, let's all cheer, hooray, hooray! Flossy's got the plans to make our day. All the goods or fight the fight. With Flossy in charge, it's all so right. So here's to Flossy, our guiding star. In the news broadcast, she's the brightest by far. Let's load up, commanders, there's no time to delay. CGs are here, let's make it our day.
Galnet News Alert, 12th of December 3310. Vulcan de Lacy has released its new ship, the Cobra Mark V, but today's big news is that Titan Kokijo is vulnerable. Earth can be saved from the Thargoids, and Aegis has offered a reward of better SCO-enabled frameshift drives than credits can buy. A combination of resupply missions, evacuations and of course combat has removed the Titan's control from all Sol's surrounding systems. It is now vulnerable to attack using nanite torpedoes, and either AX missiles or field-resistant shard cannon. Aegis has appealed for all capable AX pilots to participate in the destruction of the last Thargoid Titan and the liberation of planet Earth and the Sol system from its alien stranglehold. Everyone who manages to land a hit on the Titan's exposed thermal core will be awarded a magnificent reward. Not 1, not 2, but 6 pre-engineered Supercruise overcharge enabled frameshift drives, covering all the sizes from 2 to 7. These FSDs will be pre-engineered with increased range and fast boot sequence, which reduces the drive's mass, making these drives better than the commercially available versions. They will be unlocked for experimental modification, so you can add Deep Charge or Mass Manager to get yourself the very longest possible jump range. There's no need to sign up to this initiative, which is being coordinated from the rescue ship Hutton. All you need to do is do some damage to Kokijo's thermal core, and Aegis will record your contribution remotely. Aegis is also keen for pilots to continue the evacuation and resupply effort in Sol. Mars High is still operational but under heavy attack and can be used to take missions and to repair, refuel and rearm. Contact has been lost with Galileo Starport. The best Titan bombing build uses the Falcon de Lacy Python Mark II, but adventurous commanders will be keen to know whether you can use its brand new stablemate, the Cobra Mark V, against Kokijo. Well, of course you can. It runs a little hot and the distributor takes a while to recharge, but equipped with zone-resistant shard cannon and a small nanite torpedo launcher, it can do quite a bit of damage to that pesky Titan. The destruction of Titan Kokijo will bring to an end the Thargoid invasion that was triggered all the way back in August 3308 when Salvation fired the Proteus wave. It has been a difficult 2 years. We should finally see an end to it in less than 7 days.
Oh, keep up, Wotherspoon. Goodness gracious me. Yes. Anyway, I think everything this week's all about going to do the pew pew over on the Titan. But we hope some trucking CGs. There's got to be some repair work to be doing afterwards. There's something I forgot to ask earlier.
No, I mentioned that in the Hutton BGS, but there's...
it was detail.
Yeah, well, there's base restart missions. You can take those, jump down. Some of them, you get a power... what do you call it?
Regulator.
Power regulator. And other ones, it tells you to supply a power regulator. So be careful if you don't have a lot. But yeah, you get yourself done a couple tonight already. Get yourself down to the surface. Look out for scavengers. Human scavengers, I might add, not Thargoid ones. They're all gone. Get into the base, get the power on, and I don't know if there's any that will have the fires. I quite like the ones where everything's on fire and you've got to find the atmosphere thing and switch the atmosphere off.
But when you put it back on, is that on for everybody at that point, or is it a case of we have to rinse and repeat loads of us until it's permanently
It's hard to know, to be honest. I would assume it's rinse and repeat. I think it's going to be rinse and repeat, just for the sake of giving everybody a chance to do the missions. Otherwise, it would be done too quickly. But I think every time you do one, it contributes. It speeds up the process just a bit.
So you're just like cranking the handle, we power it up, and then we power it up again. It's like trying to jumpstart a car.
I'm pretty sure it's powering it up, and then some. You can power it up. But I haven't the chance to go back and check that yet. But I think that's how it is. Otherwise, it would be all the stations would be up and running within about an hour, and then they would have anything to do. So I think they'll give everybody the chance to get involved by doing these missions. These are the ones I really enjoy. It's getting down, getting into the base and mucking about with the stuff, you know. And it's good for picking up some materials and things as well.
Right, so yeah, once you powered it up, you can then open doors a lot easier and whatever. Because you have to zap them to open them up, and
Yeah, once you get the power, what you do is you've got to use your Maverick suit and get the cutter. So you cut the panel off the door, then you use your wee power charger and you power up. Instead of sucking power from a thing, you put power into the door and that opens it. Make your way through to the reactor room, and then you pop the power regulator into the cradle, and there, go to the panel at the desk, and then switch it on, and that'll take the power regulator inside the machine, and then it'll start to power up. Once it's powered up, you've got the run of the place, because you've got level 3 security clearance, which you need to get you into the reactor room. So you get level 3 security clearance, the base is empty, and there's just stuff lying about. So you can either go to terminals and look for number codes, or you can use your cutter just to cut across the lock, and get into it that way. And you find some goodies in there. So there's material. You also need to look out for the data panels. And you can download information from data panels as well.
Yeah, that's where you get your settlement defence plans that I think you need for some engineering and stuff.
That's where you get all that kind of stuff, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it sounds good fun. So if people aren't sort of going to the Titan, they're either bored of it or it's just too much, they can go down and do these. And the risk levels aren't high, are they? I mean, yes, there are scavengers, but you're not in mortal danger.
Well, what I tend to do with the scavengers is I've equipped dumbfire missiles. So I tend to, what I'll do is, especially at night time, you can see the torch beams. So I just sit in the sky in my ship and just just look in the general vicinity of where the light beams are and fire a couple of missiles down.
The dumbfires and carpet bomb the place.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's why they're all on fire.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's
the Team America World Police method.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So you do that, and when you're confident either they're all gone or there might just be one or two left, I tend to then kind of land near the base, deploy my SRV, and if you're doing that, they'll come looking for you. Even if there's only one left, they will come looking for you. And you can then take them out with the SRV if you want, if there's anybody left. Or if you're really feeling brave, you can get out and take them out on foot. But, you know, I'm not there to have a fair fight with anybody.
No.
I'm there to get the power on. So yeah, I try and get rid of the scavengers as early as possible. You can, if you get there, you can sometimes see the ships coming in to drop them off. You know, you see they usually get dropped off. They don't get dropped off at a vulture or anything like that. They get dropped off from a DBX.
Right.
So they get dropped off from a DBX all in the one place. You let the DBX fly away, and they're still close enough that you can take them all out with one fire missile strike. It's great.
You could actually, at the spy sites when they were there, you could do the same thing with the scout when it drops off the revenants.
Yes. Boom. I think it's possibly using the same kind of tactics and dispersal patterns, but it's just funny. And you go, okay. And then once you get down on the surface, you can run around all the bodies scanning them for bounties and make even more money.
Something I should have mentioned, if anyone's doing any actual trucking to try and get some of those Hutton systems out of recovery, you need to coordinate with each other and focus on one port. Rather than so if you're trying to get a system, if you're trying to progress that recovery, you need a lot of supplies to one port and bring one port online. That'll actually get you progress.
I think Alpha Centauri, that's going to be pretty straightforward. Everybody's going to go to Eldin. That's what I would do. I'm not going out to get a message to get a mission at Proxima Centauri, but I then have to go to a planet near the entry point, where I then have to get back out to Hutton to hand it in afterwards. You know, and I think it'd be the same way with trade. I think you just trade to Aldin, and do
if only everyone had their Class 2 SCO enabled frameshift drives pre-engineered with increased range, fast boot sequence, and unlocked experimentals. All the way to Hutton.
Oh, I know where to get one.
You try saying that 6 times. Yes, in a row.
It's a shame. The only thing they're missing is a uniquely augmented, unmodifiable Class 2 rating B enzyme missile rack with increased.
Oh yeah. Oh, those are lovely. This may be
maybe if the journey's still a bit long, maybe they could read the collected elite works of Drew Wagar on the way.
Oh,
there's no need to make it worse.
Hutton's already in a mess.
This might be where the Type 8 comes into its own, because it's a medium ship and it's got the highest capacity for a medium ship, isn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, well, it's the big load.
Class 7. Yeah, it's got a Class 7 cargo. So yeah.
Yeah, so you could plop that down in Aldin, whereas you couldn't. The next biggest one would be the Python. So yeah, could be a chance for the Type 8 to come into its own.
Sounds all right.
Yeah.
Well, try out the new ships and give them a go. Might as well. They've got a purpose. And now, quickly before we go, then, the last thing is this the end for Thargoids?
No, probably not.
I shouldn't imagine so.
I mean, if you were the Pilots Federation and you just put up a brand spanking new, Titan-killing beginner ship, as described by Valkyrius earlier, for
and then
Arcs,
they left.
And then they left. There's people, well, I've just bought this with Arcs. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
So do they know something that we don't? Are we going to have regular, occasional invasions?
Well, if you remember a few weeks ago when we had an invasion, a long-range invasion indeed, at Shinrata Desra itself, the heart of the Pilots Federation, they knew a week in advance to jump those megaships one system away in V886 Centauri. So, draw your own conclusions, but it's a very bit suspicious, is all I'm saying.
Well, it's not going to be Hutton again. There's just no way. They've learnt their lesson, okay? Tharg has learned the lesson.
It actually, if there was a port damaged, which there was because it was a control system, it can't be Hutton again for a month.
Woohoo!
They have strict rules and they always follow them, and they're not allowed to do it again.
Yeah, they totally always follow their rules, and they would never break any rules like that, would they?
No. Well, so obviously, the things we've got to watch out for is, are they going to try somewhere where they think it's undefended, like, I don't know, Colonia?
That's a possibility. Yeah,
they might go. They might go for
a lot of people.
Here's an interesting one.
They might go for Omega mining though.
Yeah. Could we then start pushing back towards the Thargoids into their territory?
Yes,
and the Col 70 sector.
But there's been no detection of anything like that in that direction yet.
Well, we're always locked out of those systems, aren't we?
Yes.
So it could be that.
I think you can send a colony ship.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, somebody will be when we get the colonization side of things, starting to build a bridgehead out in that direction. I'm sure of it. I mean that is definitely going to be something people are trying, albeit 10 light years at a time. It might take a while.
The thrill of having you be the architect of that system right in the middle of Barnard's Loop.
Oh yes,
that one's mine.
Yeah, look up at the night sky with a telescope and go, you see that up there? Yeah. I didn't just find it. Yeah.
I
spy something beginning with N.
I think these colony ships are just going to be like a spaceship with a giant tongue on it so that you can go in, lick the star, and then it's yours because nobody else will want it.
Yeah. I've licked it, so it's mine. Right, well, after the mammoth stream we had last week, I think it's about time to
I didn't see the mammoths.
The mammoths? Oh, you missed the mammoths. Yes.
Yeah.
And hopefully those watching have managed to get a couple of the drops. One or two of the drops in. I don't know, where are we? Is anybody picking up their drops while they're watching this? And
me, I've been picking them up, yeah.
I think I already got them because I haven't had any more.
Yeah, I got them last week.
I got two last. I got one last week and then one this week, and there's another two come up.
Okay.
So usually you get two and then you get another two.
Yes, but I think everybody had enough time last week if they were tuning in on a 5-hour stream to get their
yes, I would imagine so.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap up. We're going to have a look for somebody to go and raid at the end. We didn't raid anybody last week because it was just way too late.
I don't think anybody's playing Elite Dangerous at the moment.
Definitely not. Nobody. No.
Oh, no.
It's
a dead game. I mean, Lave Radio have been saying it for years, and it looks like they're right. It's just a dead game. So.
I'm just trying to see anybody who's doing Titan bombing that we can. No, that says may contain sexual themes. We won't go there.
Oh, that'll do.
Oh, I want to watch that.
How does that mix? How does that work? Well, we've got somebody called. This
what he's
sounds
doing
good.
to the Titan, really.
Sunny Side Up. How about Sunny Side Up?
Some green hot Thargoid and Thargoid action.
Or we've got Cobra Mark V bombing, sad music, happy games from Sunny S1D3 up. Should we consider going to raid them?
Sounds very reasonable.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Okay, so as is traditional, we're going to be saying for the mug in a minute, and you're going to see credits start rolling on the screen, and then at the end of the credits, we are going to go and raid somebody. So hang around, and when we go and do the raid, drop in, give them a for the mug. Celebrate the fact that Hutton was saved, and be kind and be friendly. But other than that, does anybody have anything to add before we hit the end of the show button?
I feel a bit bilious.
Bilious.
Yeah,
I
a
feel
bit
a little
bilious.
antediluvian.
The womble crop. You get back to squeaking.
Would you like a sausage to settle your tongue down?
No.
They've been out for way too long, those sausages.
Yeah, they've been lying out too long.
So, Amelia, are you
been
whispering
exposed.
this week?
Yes, I've got a little mooncake here, purring away.
So you're going to be nice and quiet. Okay. Well, if you want to take us out then.
For the mug!
For the mug!
For the mug!
For the mug!
No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. Loading up the T-9s to the brim with grain. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug. Flossy always seems to crash into the sun. Swivel likes the pilot on the Xbox One. Alvin at the front, you know he leads us well. Trucking across the galaxy, now everybody yell. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. Give me a launch pad that I can land on, and I'll give you my cargo and sing you my song. No part 22 light years to go. Cruising to Hutton, whoa, whoa, whoa. No journey too long and no cargo too small. The profit margins never really mattered at all. We're gonna take the cargo where it's needed today. Super cruising all across the Milky Way. We'll take anything, anytime, anywhere. So shout it out loud like you don't even care. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song. For the mug, yeah, you know just where we're coming from. For the mug, now everybody sing the Hutton Trucker song.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's
The end of the show.
Everyone's buggered off. Why don't you go off too?